God, what a shit show. How you doing? My name is Aaron Alexander, and this is what I have for you today. Well, the presentation's been made, the promises have been broken, the swag has been passed, and the booth babes has gotten laid. So, let's check out the aftermath of E3 2017. Wait a minute, what's that thing coming in from the horizon? All aboard the Failboat, kids! Enjoy having Madden and FIFA being the only thing that keeps you from going into the red, EA. And remember, indie developers, what do you do when EA comes to your door and asks to publish your game?
Just say no. No. Just say no. Just say no. No. Just say no.
By the way, good on you to admit that you fucked up on Battlefront, but judging by the footage I've seen, your apology doesn't equal a guarantee that you will not fuck it up again. One last thing, EA. Keep your virtue signaling garbage away from your conference. We do not want to hear it, especially from some idiot that went to the Jeb Bush School of Public Speaking.
We partner with 3 outstanding charities, the United Nations He for She, and anti-bullying organizations, the Pacer Center and Ditch the Label.
Please clap.
Oh, Jesus H. Christ, Microsoft! Another hardware upgrade? Hey, Sega called. They want their marketing strategy back. Also, haven't you noticed something? Their conference went full-on fucking Nihongo file, seeing that their competition, Sony, is kicking their asses 6 ways from Sunday. And I can't really blame Microsoft for kissing a lot of Japanese ass here, because from the makers of Holiday 2015, which was the smash hit at E3 2013, comes Spring 2018. That's exactly where all their console exclusives, which is not coming out on the PC, is gonna come out at the earliest. Let's face facts, Microsoft. By the time these exclusives hit the street, provided that they're not delayed, it's already gonna be too little too late. By the time Xbox One X hits the goddamn market, I'll be writing the rough draft for your eulogy. I give it until 2019 when Microsoft decides to pull the plug on their abortion of a console division. So apparently, Zoe Quinn and her hipster mafia has saw fit to attack Tim Soray, creator of the upcoming game The Last Night, over tweets he made supporting Gamergate 3 years ago! And if that's not enough, Zoe Quinn's bottom bitch, Maya Kramer, is calling for ideological purity tests of game developers to make sure that they're woke or progressive. Listen here, you cran-headed fucktarts. 3 years ago, you got your ass kicked, and now your game journalist buddies are a laughingstock in the game industry. You wanna go for round 2, bitch? Now, the story could have ended there, with Tim Soray cashing his 6-figure check in the wake of The Last Night's success. Unfortunately, him and his development company, Raw Fury, had instead going, outrage merchants, whatever, no one listens to them. They decided to say a Hail Mary at the altar of the Church of Social Justice of Latter-day Outrage Merchants. Listen here, Timmy. You got a great game coming out, but what you need to do is read Voxday's book, SJWs Always Lie. Trust me, you'll thank me for it. And the next time these assholes bother you, you can tell them to go fuck themselves. So, Todd Howard's lying ass is a no-show this year. Well, we're off to a great start. So let's see what you got for me here. Fallout 4, Doom VR, whatever. Elder Scrolls card game, whatever. Dishonored, no one cares about Dishonored. Quake Championship, esports can go suck a dick. Evil Within 2, why the fuck did I see with that shit anyway? Wolfenstein 2, wait, Wolfenstein 2? Well, hallelujah! Shut up and take my money, Bethesda. However, I have one bone to pick with you. paid mods will never, ever be a thing. That dog didn't hunt last time. What makes you think it'll work this time? Question: is it just me, or does this pink shirt idiot look like he's the bastard son of Bill Lumbergh?
Ooh, yeah. I'm gonna have to go ahead and sort of disagree with you there. Yeah.
I pray to Yahweh that someone locks them up in a rusty shack with 2 starving Wolverines. This ham and egger was so goddamn boring, even my lucid thoughts went to sleep. As for the show itself, there's a one-word review I could give it. Meh. There were 3 major themes with this show. Indie games, like The Last Night, as I talked about earlier, it's a great game, you should check it out. VR gimmicks, and seeing that this show is sponsored by Intel, they were shilling their shit pretty hard. I guess AMD has you shook because of their Ryzen technology, huh? Can't really say I blame you, Intel. In short, it's business as usual in PC land. Which, hey, it's fine by me. Well, imagine that! Ubisoft decided to listen to me for once. The entire focus of this conference was games, and instead of using their favorite wind-up toy, Aisha Tyler, Ubisoft's head honcho, Yves Guillemot, served as MC. But at the start of this conference, this happened.
It is my great honor to welcome a very special guest, someone I truly admire. Please. Ladies and gentlemen, Miyamoto-san.
We're not worthy! We're not worthy! We're scum! We're scum!
I'll elaborate further on this development when I talk about Nintendo. This year, Ubisoft brought it! They took Assassin's Creed out of the doghouse and give it its origins title. Get your We Was Kangs jokes ready. Of course, they showed off Far Cry 5, a couple various other games. They showed off The Fractured But Whole. But of course, the centerpiece of this conference was Beyond Good and Evil Part 2. All in all, Ubisoft exceeded my expectations by a country mile. So all I can say to you, Monsieur Gamon, well done. Bravo. But just do me one more favor, Ubisoft. Please fire this asshole. You want to know how you can spell complacency? PS4. We're once again in a good news, bad news situation, Sony. The good news is, you're showing off some exclusives, most of which are solid. But here's the bad news. Like Microsoft, your exclusives had that Gregorian chant, "Oh, Spring 2018. Unlike Microsoft, they can sort of afford doing this. But they have 2 big looming problems. The PS4 has 0 backwards compatibility, and it looks like it ain't happening anytime soon, because according to their spokesman, Jim Ryan, he was like, "Ha, PS4 having backwards compatibility? Oh, surely you jest." The second problem comes in the form of an Italian plumber wearing a red cap with an M on it. Listen up, Sony. You can afford to hold back your exclusives 1 entire year this time around. But if you do that same shit again next year, Nintendo will be kicking you off that undeserved pedestal that you're standing on. And while we're on the subject of Nintendo, first party titles? Check. Resurrected franchises? Check. Third party support, especially with Miyamoto-san's appearance at Ubisoft's conference? Check. Advantageous marketing position? Check. And finally, Nintendo having a take no prisoners approach to the Switch? Hot blonde check pinup. I'm sorry, Microsoft, but you're fucked. As for you, Sony,
winter is coming.
if I had a phrase to describe this year's E3, it would be party like it's 1983, because the only console that I see worth its salt getting is the Switch. So if you own a PS4 or an Xbox One, here's my advice. Get yourself a PC or build a PC. Find a friend who can build you a PC, because those consoles, well, they're going to be heading to the bargain bin by this time next year. Or at least this time in the next 2 years, of course. I think Microsoft's going to leave the market. As for Sony, well, they're going to be treading water. So, with that said, that's all I have for you for right now. Thank you for watching, take care, and happy gaming!